Alrighty then, hello folks. In this video we're gonna watch Joe Rogan apologizing for using the N-word. I'm not a racist. This should be fun. I've seen some posts about this where a lot of people say that they don't think that Joe Rogan is racist, but they do think that his usage of the N-word is wrong, so he shouldn't have done it. Now I don't know the context. I don't know the actual. I haven't seen the actual video when he has used the N-word, but I just think this is very funny because I don't know, one time Joe Rogan makes a mistake and then the whole entire YouTube or the whole entire internet goes mad. So this is, I don't know, he's very famous, very popular, but also I think he's target of attack. I've seen this in earlier videos. For example, the one that he had with Sanjay Gupta, what his name? I don't know how to pronounce it. And people supported him there, saying that CNN was lying. But now they have like real, I don't know, not evidence. I don't want to say evidence, but they have something to actually attack him with. So I just want to see what did he say, or what is his apology for using the N-word, or what's happening. Okay, so let's go.
Hello, friends.
Hello, Joe.
I'm making this video to talk about the most regretful and shameful thing that I've ever had to talk about publicly.
I know, I get it. But why do you say it though?
There's a video that's out that's a compilation of me saying the N-word. It's a video that's made of clips taken out of context of me of 12 years of conversations on my podcast, and it's all smushed together, and it looks fucking horrible.
All right, I understand. So the videos that are made when they get clips out of context are usually made for views. So they put like a clickbait title and they say this person did that or this thing is happening, and then they just edit the video so that it looks like the person had a specific what do you call it, purpose in mind, like he means this thing. So what Joe is saying is that's exactly what happened here, but I don't know how he's gonna justify his usage of the word. So let's see.
To me. Now, I know that to most people, there's no context where a white person is ever allowed to say that word, never mind publicly on a podcast. And I agree with that now. I haven't said it in years, but for a long time, when I would bring that word up, like if it would come up in conversation, instead of saying the N-word, I would just say the word. I thought as long as it was in context, people would understand what I was doing.
So I see. So for example, what if somebody asks you what is the N-word? What does that mean? So for example, I actually understood this from Googling. So I said, what is the N-word? Why does nobody use, why do people say N-word and not the actual word? It's like the F-word, fuck. The N-word, can't say. I have an opinion here. So I was actually talking this with a friend of mine about 2-3 years earlier, and I said, but this is because I'm not American, so I have no idea what's going on there. But I said, why do black people say the word and then they say that other people shouldn't say it at all? And she told me that it was actually like a protection. So here's how I'm gonna explain it. It's like I give an example. It's like in Game of Thrones, the Tyrion, the midget who was the son of Tywin. He said that if you accept what you are, then other people can't use it as a tool. So relative to this, I think that's why black people do it. So they say we are the only ones that can express our pain for what has happened. So you can no longer do this against us. So we are the only ones that can do it because we want to accept the pain and we want to deal with it this way. But if other people say it, be they white or Asian or Latino or whatever, they can't actually say it because, well, I think it's because well, white people is because white people were the slave owners, but other people is just because it's a cultural faction now. So you can't actually accept that other people would say this because it's derogatory. I think that's the word. So it's meant as an insult, and so whenever they hear somebody else say it, I've seen some comedy shows. I just remember now. So there was a white dude who got a black guy and and asked him to say the N word whenever it was useful, and that was very funny. But in any case, so I think this is what is happening. Black people can say it because they can express the pain. They have taken what has happened before, and now they use it as a method for accepting what has happened and for dealing with the pain. But other people can say it because it's insulting. So this is how I understand it.
Like that context was part of the clip we were talking about Red Fox, how Red Fox said that word on television in the 1970s and how times have changed so much since then. Or about how Richard Pryor used it as one of the titles of one of his albums. Or I was quoting a Lenny Bruce bit, or I was quoting a Paul Mooney bit, or I was talking about how Quentin Tarantino used it repeatedly in Pulp Fiction. Or I was talking about how a Netflix executive, ironically, used it because he was trying to compare it to another offensive word, and he said it out loud, and they fired him. Not calling anybody or just saying the word out loud. I was also talking about how there's not another word like it in the entire English language, because it's a word where only one group of people is allowed to use it, and they can use it in so many different ways. Like if a white person says that word, it's racist and toxic, but a black person can use it, and it could be a punchline. It could be a term of endearment. It could be lyrics to a rap song.
I think this is true. I've seen the roast of Justin Bieber, I think, or the latest roast with Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart, and and they just they just made whole entire sessions using the word, especially Snoop, the N word. Also, a little bit of a conflict here. So they are saying what Joy is saying is that people think that white folks shouldn't say the word under any circumstance. So this is why, for example, in order for people to understand which word we're talking about, they say the N word. So they don't say the actual word, but they say the N word. So this is so that you can understand which word we're talking about. But I don't know. Maybe the situation is very dire in America, like it's very bad, and so people can't actually. Maybe there are social conflicts there where even the usage of a word, saying that this person said this word to that guy, and then what if, for example, the first thing that I'm thinking is, what if they were in a court of law, and then the person who reads the statement said 1 2 3 N word 1 2 3 words. So would she then be I don't know, would then she be fired because she is racist? Like, this is a problem. But if it's really that, if the situation is really that dire, I think the N word is a good solution. Like the statement, the N word, that is a good solution. You don't have to say the actual word, but everybody knows what it is. So I don't know. More care from Rogan, I think it would be much better. This situation wouldn't be happening. Because they didn't do this to him, say, 5-7 years ago. But now that he is very famous and he's openly against whatever politics that policies that he sees unfit from the government, they're attacking him immediately. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm with the idea that he should have been more careful. Because the situation is you can't really be, I don't know how to say, courageous in situations like these. The opinion of the people is really damaging. Like, how many people are actually saying that he's not racist, but that he was actually wrong, right? So if a lot of people weren't saying that he was actually wrong, then this wouldn't be happening as well. So, yeah.
It could be a positive affirmation. It's a very unusual word, but it's not my word to use. I'm well aware of that now, but for years I used it in that manner. I never used it to be racist because I'm not racist. But whenever you're in a situation where you have to say, I'm not racist, you fucked up. And I clearly have fucked up. And that's my intention to express myself in this video, to say, there's nothing I can do to take that back. I wish I could. Obviously, that's not possible. I do hope that, if anything, that this can be a teachable moment. Because I never thought it would ever be taken out of context and put in a video like that. And now that it is, holy shit, it looks bad. And it's part of also me doing this podcast for thousands of hours, thousands of episodes, over 12 years. I've said a lot of fucking stupid shit, which is fine when you're talking about most things, but not when you're talking about race. And there's another clip that I have to address. There's a clip from 11 years ago. I was telling a story on the podcast about how me and my friend Tommy and his girlfriend, we got really high. We were in Philadelphia and we went to go see Planet of the Apes. And we didn't know where we were going. We just got dropped off by a cab and we got dropped off in this all black neighborhood. And I was trying to make the story entertaining. And I said, we got out and it was like we were in Africa. It's like we were in Planet of the Apes. I did not, nor would I ever say that black people are apes, but it sure fucking sounded like that. And I immediately afterwards said, that's a racist thing to say. Planet of the Apes wasn't even in Africa. I was just saying there's a lot of black people there. But then I went on to talk about what a positive experience it was and how much fun it was to go to see this movie in a black neighborhood. It wasn't a racist story, but it sounded terrible. And like I said, you can have clunky stories about anything.
See, I think most people are gonna accept his apology. I actually do, because he is transparent. Like he's saying, I was stupid. He wasn't trying to cover it up with, I don't know how to say. He wasn't trying to say, okay, no, I didn't do this thing. Other people heard it bad. No, he's saying, I said it, and then I immediately heard myself saying it, and if I could take it back, I would. Yeah, so that's what I'm hearing. Apology video from Joe Rogan.
But not about race. And so I deleted that whole podcast, but obviously somebody made a clip out of it and taken out of context. It looks terrible, but it looks terrible even in context. It's a fucking idiotic thing to say. And I was just trying to be entertaining. I certainly wasn't trying to be racist. And I certainly would never want to offend someone for entertainment with something as stupid as racism. My hope is that, look, I can't go back in time and change what I've said. I wish I could. Obviously, that's not possible. But I do hope that this can be a teachable moment for anybody that doesn't realize how offensive that word can be coming out of a white person's mouth, in context or out of context. My sincere and humble apologies. I wish there was more that I could say, but all of this is just me talking from the bottom of my heart. It makes me sick watching that video, but hopefully at least some of you will accept this and understand where I'm coming from. My apologies and much love. My sincere, deepest apologies and much love.
I accept your apology.